Hello, everybody. How are you? Welcome. Happy 5-day D Day.
Want to try that one again?
Happy 5D Day, everybody. How you doing? Okay. So, all right, we're here today to be able to listen. We're just going to try to unravel the mystery of life as we normally do, to how to access this higher level of consciousness, awareness, if you would, to be able to manifest all these really cool things that we want in our lives, right? So, we've actually
and help take out really, not make it so damn complicated.
Right.
What I've noticed is a lot of people want to complicate this and make it where it feels almost unattainable. What we're really here to do is to help break it down to the ridiculous, so you feel like, you know what, I can do that, because you can do it. Everyone can do it. Everybody has the ability to do this. And that's why we're really here. And that's why we want to share our little tidbits, little nuggets to help you improve your daily life.
Like all we got is each other, right? You know, to help us through the journey in life. So we want, hey, so check this out, okay? So we actually put out a group that a lot of you are starting to get aware of called the 5D Mystics. So we put it out as a 5D Mystics, but so are you, okay? And that's what we want to really do, is to really help share with you. We all are special. I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like, you know, we all got something pretty cool, right?
Right. We're not doing anything that you can't do. Let me put it that way. That's
Right. So listen, this is about practical steps for you to access the 5D world as you see it, okay, and what that means to you, and be able to grasp it right now. Again, there's no, we come from a thought process, respecting everybody else's view on life, but we come from a thought process that there's not a magic wand. There's not going to be an event. There's not going to be a vibration that hits you there. There's not going to be something that automatically hits a reset button, and there you go. You are the reset button, and you just have to choose when you want to hit it. Okay.
Exactly. Now, could something astronomical happen? Of course, it happen. Waking up every day is astronomical, right? Could there possibly be some type of cosmic event? Maybe. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball, and we've never been through this before. But what we are here to tell you is, don't hold your breath. That is numero uno. Do not hold your breath on something that people are saying of an event that may or may not occur, because let me tell you something, they don't know. They are saying, people will say, oh, I retrieved the information from Jesus, or I retrieved the information from Archangel Michael, or so forth and so on. But ultimately, no one really knows. So instead of trying to focus on or hope and wish and dream about something that may or may not happen, how about let's control the things in our life that we can control? How about we enhance the things in our lives that we can control? And just for a moment, let's put everything else on the back burner. And if this magical event ever does occur, great, you're ahead of the curve.
So look at it this way: as we move through this time together, and what we want to bring of value to you again is practical steps, okay? Not stuff that's going to be like, here's stuff that's happening. So when we look into, so one phrase we have to get rid of in our life, okay? Is it happening? Do you know when it's happening? It's happening has got to go back to hell where it belongs. It's all a matter of being in the now, in the present, in the moment, okay? You can actually create these things. There's people, you're watching it, forget about what we say for a minute. Out there, because you see them on TV, you maybe know some of these people. They're living a life that's very abundant, mind, body, spirit, prosperity. And when they're done with this earthly life, they die with a smile on their face. That would be 5D to me. You know what I mean? To really just, again, be able to live this on earth as it is in heaven, right?
Or hell.
Or a hell.
You can create either one right here and now.
So, think about what you want. Think about the discipline. So a lot of this is not so much, we get so caught up on linear things, 3D, 4D, 5D, 10D, 11D, 12D, whatever the Ds are, right? But again, I think that's more of for us as humans, if you would, to construct the fact of different levels. So I think that's probably why the numbers are there, what they're ultimately called. I don't even think they're called anything. They're just different places that we can access within it, okay?
Think of it this way. Remember, we are going to attempt to keep things simple, which is why we named our new Facebook group. And if you haven't joined already, make sure the links are in the description. It's called the Common Sense Mystics, 5D Mystics. The Common Sense Mystics is actually the name of the group. And we chose that name because there's nothing more important right now. I don't think there's any more important of a word right now other than discernment. You have to learn how to tighten up your discernment skills. Otherwise, you are going to be all over the place figuring out what, just in a state of utter confusion. Utter confusion leads to depression. Depression usually leads to a low bank account.
Right.
So what we're trying to do is to help you snap out of that so you can live in a state of abundance of everything. We're not just talking financial, abundance of health, abundance of happiness. And which is why it is critical to not only tighten up your discernment skills, but to tighten up your common sense and use logic and start to think. I was talking to a friend of mine earlier today, and I said to her, listen, I'm going to give you the quickest way to detect if what you're hearing from anywhere is bullshit. You need to have a BS meter. Everyone needs to have a BS meter. Otherwise, you're going to really go down holes and rabbit holes that you are just way unnecessary. So the first way to detect BS is what you're hearing. Ask yourself, does that make logical sense? That's the first BS meter. The second one is, how did it make you feel? Did whatever you're hearing make you feel uplifted, or did it make you feel concerned and fearful? If it made you feel concerned and fearful, that is BS. Let it go, release it. You don't need any of that in your life. You want things in your life that make logical sense, practical applications that you can utilize on a daily basis to improve your lifestyle.
So check this one out for a second. All right. So throughout the years, we envisioned or been taught about these different ways of belief and everything like that and all this stuff. You can be prosperous. You can do this. You can do what I can do, blah, 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 blah. How's that working out for so many people, right? You still see a lot of people still struggling with the dogma. Now, this is not a dogma conversation, but I want to put it in perspective for you. Why not? Because none of that stuff, other than written in words, none of that stuff anybody can actually validate, okay? So let's just feel me on this one for 1 second, all right? None of what you've been taught, none of what any of us have been taught, what's coming in the sky, who lived, who didn't live, whatever, who changed this, who raped a man, none of that can actually be validated, okay? We got some books, but none of us here saw it, okay? So, and you know, whatever you think, you didn't see it because we're here right now. So if you take a look at this, try on the fact that the real possibility exists is that we are the universe, all of us collectively. We are the gods and goddesses. And I mean this like
we are the divine flash.
We are the divine flash. There's one big nucleus called God, goddess, however, whatever title you want it, and it's spun off a shit ton of us. And here's where we're living. Now, if you now conceptually think, okay, well, hey, you know what? Maybe I am actual real God right here, and then just figuring out this experience, because we have no other evidence. All right, so just feel me on this for a second. We have no other evidence to prove anything different. Why not enjoy the hell out of this life like you are a god or goddess? Why not try that theory out there and see how that works for you? Why not try that theory out there to see how that one works for you? You got nothing to lose, and probably in many cases you got everything to gain by looking at that. Because here's the thing, the only thing we really realistically, pragmatically, common sensely know is that we're in this moment. We can touch them, forget about timelines, forget about time shifts, whatever. We're in this, we're looking at each other, we're talking to each other. So whatever we're at, we're in this moment right now, right? So we have to think in this moment, okay? We think in this moment, we can start to create magic. If we are gods and goddesses, okay, and if we are the concept of that came down here, and we are one of each other, if you would, then I would say, then I'm like, well, holy shit, I'm on this planet, I'm coming here, I'm going to enjoy the shit out of it. Okay.
I want to enjoy the ride.
I want to enjoy the ride. So what do I do? So let's take a look at a couple of practices here. And this is when you wake up in the morning, when you look out the window, what's your first reaction? Is it like, okay, I got to do this again? Or is it like, this is freaking awesome. Where are you at? Seriously, ask yourself that question. Like, what did you feel when you woke up this morning? What do you feel like when you wake up every morning? And if the answer is not, holy shit, this is amazing, move. I mean, do something different. Seriously, because if you're
change your situation.
yeah, because if you can't, the first thing is again, if you're the spirit, your spirit's trying to have this beautiful experience. I don't believe in prosperity or work has to do with how hard we work. I believe it's a decision we're going to need to make, and I believe all the tools are within us. We just have to know how to turn on the controls.
Okay, let's talk about that for a second. First thing you absolutely have to stop doing if you want to raise your level of awareness, just like Danielle is suggesting. That's exactly a great way to put it. We are raising our levels of awareness, or raising AKA our consciousness. So the first thing you have to do is not allow your ego to be annoyed at others that have more than you, or not allow your ego to get the best of you. This is a classic one because you hear it all the time. The 1%ers, right? Everybody's all right now for a while has been very annoyed at the 1%ers, or you want to call it the cabal, whatever it is that you want to define that entity, or those entities, that group, or those people. They're very, very, very wealthy, let's say. Everybody always has something very negative to say, but let's really think about this from a common sense and logical point of view first before you start shooting that whole thing down. I'm not condoning at all what they are doing. Let's be very clear. I'm saying, how the hell did they create that much wealth? Well, we all came here to the earth plane with the exact same set of earth rules. However, the 1%ers, we'll call them for now, have learned how to utilize and manipulate energy to work with them, not against them. So instead of bitching or complaining about why they have so much and they need to spread the wealth, first of all, create your own wealth. There's plenty. There's more than enough wealth for all of us to participate in the 1%. Let's get that out of the way. Let's be very clear. But understand that these people, not even the 1%ers, listen, I'm looking out the window right now, and we're in South Florida, and I'm looking at 300-foot mega yachts, right? How the hell did they acquire that? They've tapped into their own resources and have learned to work with the energy to bring them everything that they desire. So instead of, being angry at people, learn to do what they are doing. They have figured it out. They are trying to make you not figure it out. And by your ego, allowing your ego to be angry at them, is doing exactly what they want you to do.
And what is
Don't figure it out. Be angry.
And the other thing too is be so confident and be so courageous about what it is you actually desire. Like, what do you desire? What do you want? You know what I mean? What do you actually want? I mean, seriously, let's think about this. What exactly do you want? Be specific on this. This is not a hey, let's put a vision board up there, because a lot of this takes action. So you have to live it. So for example, if you are in a place where, look, I understand circumstances happen and it is what it is, but if you're in a place right now where you're not happy in your surroundings and you can move, then move. Okay? Just move. Just do your thing. If you're in a place and that could be a job, that could be a residence, that could be whatever.
Start at least making the steps.
Make the steps to do this.
Stop complaining about how awful it is, because what's going to happen? It's going to continue to be awful. You are what you eat, and you are what you become what you think about. You are what you eat, and you become what you think about. So whatever the dominant thoughts in your mind are, that is what the universe is going to bring you more of, because the universe works on energy and frequency. And if you could just stop for a minute and really soak that in, then you will begin to understand how the quote 1%ers are acquiring the great amount of wealth that they are acquiring, because they have learned how to master the art of energy and master the art of frequency. And once you start to understand that, you can too. It's available to each and every one of us.
So let me give
and
you
it's free.
Let me give you an example.
It doesn't even cost anything.
Let me give you an example of some basic trip ups that happen in people's life that keep them caught in this construct of 3D. We'll call it 3D just because that's what everybody defines it as right now, right? So, let's say you have a thing you got to get through, or you don't feel good, or whatever you want to get through, and you're going to all your friends on Facebook. It's, hey, everybody, send me some energy, send me some energy, send me some energy. You do realize that you're negating the fact that you are the source. Why does anybody else have to send you energy? Why not create your own energy? You're your own power plant. Why not try that on? You're your own essence here. You're the one who can light that spark on fire. It's interesting.
Well, not only that though, Jay, let's take that a step further.
What you got?
Well, what makes you think everybody on Facebook is your friend?
Right.
What makes you believe that everyone that is in your Facebook agenda or group or friends list has and wants the best for you?
I don't think it's not that they want the best. Well,
hold on a second. Or here's the other thing too. When you put things out on social media, whether you're getting a new job, you want a new house, be very, very, very careful about doing that. Because you are throwing all of that energy that you're trying to harness out into the universe. Then you're having other people's energy comment on it and infuse their energy into what you are trying to manifest. That does not always end well, because not everybody has the same intent that you want.
And it's not even so much their intent that they're coming from a nefarious place. It just comes from a place of they don't want to maybe unconsciously see the next level. So like if you've grown up with someone or you've made a bond on social media and all of a sudden you're going to go to the top and you're going to go boom, believe it or not, okay, this is not a negative thing. This is not thinking the worst of people. It is what it is. It's much easier for people to stay in a place of not trying to figure it out than it is. So what a lot of times people will do is they'll just kind of shame you, or they just won't send you the right intent or anything like that. You have to learn to take control of your own shit, okay? For real on this one, okay? If you're gonna there's some amazing spiritual guides out there. Look at them out there. Look at what they're teaching you. They're teaching you some very pragmatic steps, but those steps are not for, they're teaching you in a way for you to take action, you to be responsible, not for someone to come in and wave a wand for you. All of a sudden, people put a bunch of hands on you and they're sending you this stuff from 3 million miles away. I mean, come on, okay? I'm not saying that stuff. Maybe psychologically, if it triggers something in you, great. But at the end of the day, you got to really be able to step up, Buttercup, put your pants on right here and do this. Because if you're going to want to have a world of abundance and you're going to have a world where you feel good, and look at it this way, if you want your children, if you want your loved ones, your parents, whatever, you want the best in this world has to offer, do you think these people work hard for it? No, they just tapped into the source. Maybe they did nefarious things with it, which is what happens. But there's a lot of people that are in that 1% that do amazing things with it. They just don't talk about it. Mm-hmm. So not everybody that has this amazing wealth, all this creation.
Not everybody's evil.
Not everybody's evil just because they have that.
That has tremendous amounts of wealth is evil. You have to let that go, and you have to let go that why do they have it and why don't I have it? You are not manifesting it only because they have learned how to work with the energy. They have learned how to raise their vibration so they can create and go to higher levels of awareness and higher levels of frequency. So the most simplistic thing is, again, try to get away from well, I'm trapped in 3D, and when most people, then no one ever talks about 4D, right? How do you go from 3D to 5D? Again, you have to work within yourself and raising your own vibration. And if you've heard me say it, I've said it, and I will continue to say it for as long as I'm here on the earth plane. Do the little things in life every single solitary day. Again, we're talking practical applications that you can implement on a daily basis. This is not foo-foo, woo-woo. This is real life stuff. This is how we're doing it. Every day, just do something in your life that brings you a sense of well-being, that brings you happiness. And with that, start eliminating things that are bringing you down. And the greatest manifester is gratitude. You have to give thanks for, if you're saying, well, I have nothing to be grateful for. Yes, you do. You're alive. Your eyes are working. Your arms are working. The sun is out. You have a roof over your head. I'm sure you maybe have animals, children. Maybe there's something within yourself that, you're harnessing, but not doing enough of it. Maybe you like to cook or bake, or art is your thing. Maybe you like to listen to music. That helps uplift your vibration. That helps make you feel better.
What you're going to want to do is really, at the end of the day, we're really going to want to really focus in on you understanding that it's you. It's your source, you're God, you're the universe, okay? The sooner and quicker you admit that, the sooner you'll stop asking the questions of when will I go to 3D? When will I go to 4D? Am I in 5D right now? Will I ever get my loved ones? Are they ever going to be awoke? Are they do this? Why are they so close-minded? Blah, 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 blah. The sooner you acknowledge and get connected with the fact that you are source and you are the universe, life will change for you. You are the universe, okay? You are the ones who make it. You're the ones who control it. There's simple things you can try out. If you are trying to, let's say, get to this concept of 5D, which is heaven on earth, okay, is how people, I think, describe it. Don't really spend a lot of time with people that are in what the concept of 3D then. You're just going to have to make some tough decisions to break away. Okay, there's not always an easy way to do these things, but if it's about you and your life and your friends or whatever, and you are stuck in a rut because you are so concerned about people that you'll never meet in your life, what they think about you, so you stay. You got to wake up on that one. Be realistic about this. This is your life. Again, nobody really knows why that we're here. Okay, we have to really get this part of it. Nobody really knows why we're here. We could be an experiment for all we know. Okay, we could have strings on us. We could be invaded. We could be implanted. We just don't know. Okay, let's just be absolutely real about this. But while we don't just know, why not enjoy the we just don't know to the fullest? Why does it have to suck? You know what I mean? Then when we go to another we don't know, then maybe we'll at least have brought in that energy to that place too.
And are you doing things in your life that is moving you towards your purpose? Or are you doing things in life that making you feel like you're just going through the motions every day and you're in the rat wheel? When you start to eliminate those out of your life and you start moving and doing things that are making you feel like you have a purpose in life, boy, oh boy, do the shifts really start to begin at that point. And life gets easier. Life doesn't need to be difficult. We, or you will say, no one is creating your life other than you. You absolutely cannot spend another second blaming someone else, whether it's your parents, whether it's your spouse, whether it's your children. No one controls your life other than you.
As many of you know, we're just big advocates of really helping get the breakthrough. As part of it is really just internally unlocking the code within. So we're big fans of ASEA, right? So there's no hidden secret there. But as we started to go through this journey of learning about ASEA, meeting a lot of these people, because we're in the world, we listen to a lot of things. And so we would ask them things. And so we're thinking, like, as we talk, we're thinking, everybody thinks this way, right? So because we do shows on that. So we're asking about the black hat or the white hat or the cabal or this and stuff like that. And these are people that are just absolutely the most giving, loving people in the whole wide world. And they have obtained their wealth.
And a lot of it.
And when we ask questions like, what do you think about the white hat or bad hat? Do you think this is going to happen? Do you think that's going to happen? And we're just asking like what we deem as
good or bad.
Everybody's reality, their consistent responses was, well, what does that even mean?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't even
What
get
is a black hat?
What does that even mean? You see what I'm saying? Is like these things that we all do, and we all get caught up, and it's life, right? I mean, everybody's always going to do this. So don't shame yourself. Don't feel guilty about it. I mean, everybody's going to fall in some sort of trap or rabbit hole at some point in their life. It's just how fast can you get out of it? So
I was just going to say that. I would not take back going down the rabbit hole because I learned a lot. But the key to it is learning how to get out of it quickly. You learn, you've opened up your awareness, you're more conscious of things that are going on, but do not obsess over what other people are doing. Obsess over what you are doing. Because everybody's like, oh, well, we all want to get to 5D and raise the vibration of the planet and yada, yada, yada. How's it going to happen? Ultimately, let's be realistic. How on earth is that going to happen? There's only one way. You have to start at home. You have to learn how to create your own happiness and raise your own vibration first before the planet is going to rise, or the consciousness. It's just like it says, it's a collective consciousness, meaning it's all of us together in union, creating better lives for ourselves so we can collectively raise the frequency of the planet.
And if you
it's not a one-man job.
It's not a one-man job, but then also too.
Well, it is a one-man job. It starts with a one-man job.
Yeah, you got to do your part because you got to live. So let's say, for example, the rest of the world says, this sucks. I'm gonna hate it. So that shouldn't stop you, is what I'm saying. It shouldn't stop you from being the aspect of source or God or whatever you want to call it that actually enjoys every possible scenario that this life has to offer. Okay, I have to say this to you because we get the privilege of talking to so many of you. And, getting to know you at interpersonal levels. And, listen, my heart goes out a lot because I get it. And I'm like, there's that, I wish I could do this, or I wish I could do that. Or I'm like, and I'm just like thinking to myself, God, it's just, if you could just snap out of this and really have the courage to admit who you are. And that's the biggest thing right now, is admitting who you are. You're not slapping, maybe you are slapping religion in the face. I don't know what you're doing, but admit who you are. And what you're capable of is a pretty big thing to start. It's a pretty big starting point. You talked about, what are the things that make you happy? I mean, again, if you woke up in the morning, did you wake up and be like, oh man, I'm just freaking so blessed? Or that's going to be another shitty day. Those are choices, okay? Those are real choices that you can make. Again, I understand people have circumstances that they live with and, that are maybe out of their control, but you can work towards these energetically, because that and only then is how your universe, not the universe that's out there. So just feel me out there, okay? Not that the stars of the universe, that the stars that are in here, the universe that you access in here, that's how you're going to get blessed. Religion teaches you to go out there. Metaphysical teaches you to go out there.
There's no middleman.
There's no middleman. It's like Republican and Democrat. They're all saying the same shit with different words on it. Okay?
There's no middleman between you and the creator, source, energy, or God consciousness, or whatever it is that you relate to from that perspective. It is you and everything. You came to Earth with everything that you need within. But we have been brainwashed and programmed to believe that's not true. And we have been programmed to believe that we need a mediator, whether it be a priest or a bishop or a rabbi or whatever. The list goes on and on and on, to help us get to this higher level of awareness or consciousness. And that is the most false statement ever. Everything begins within, with your intuition, your inner being, and your higher self. People would ask us, are we psychics? Are we mediums? I think everybody's psychic. I think everybody's a medium. Everybody's a mystic. We all have the ability to tap into these types of energies. It's just a matter of, do you want to?
You know, a year ago, like we all went through this, oh, my family's not awoke or they're still asleep. And, oh, yeah, mine too. And, oh, yours is too. Oh, your family's not there too. And, you know, we all went through that. Like we all got into a mode of just watch this picture. Ready? We all got in a mode, us included, where people that we loved were not awoke. So we had to go out and wake them up. So we spent our time waking them up. All right. So that's all that happened right there. So, you know, you take a look at back, that hindsight is the best side of all, right? So we
didn't always work out in our favor.
Didn't always work out in our favor, but and I thought about it. I'm like, I think about it now. I'm like, and I think about people that are absolutely, completely have a different thing. And you know, I don't look at it that way. I look at it as that's what they want to experience. Okay. If they want to experience that, or if they want to experience, you know, just that, okay, then that's what they want to experience, okay? And I think, this is like practical steps. Now, just try this on for a second. Practical steps that we use in our day-to-day lives to attract things. So we're like, fuck it, let's give it a go. So it's, you know, instead of like shaming them or doing whatever, it's like, it is what it is. They want that experience. They got it. That's their part of the simulation or matrix.
Why a soul came here to do whatever their little soul mission is to do. Maybe when we look at them and think, geez, why are they doing that? Are they crazy? Maybe it's to help open up your own awareness.
Yeah, check this one out too. Try this one out here. So, you know, we all went through this phase, and I just want to share with you history so you can kind of get the breadcrumbs of everything, okay? But we go through this phase of saying, okay, look, you know what? Trump's going to be our savior. Biden's going to be our savior. Obama's going to be our savior. So we all have our own persons that we like, but I want you to take a look at what the savior Trump, okay? So I want you to follow the breadcrumbs for a minute. Here it comes in a person, promises the world, okay? And then all of a sudden, everybody wins. All of a sudden, everybody's social media accounts get shut down, right? So if you think about these things, who really is there? Who really cares, though, at the end of the day? We get caught up on so much, or we spend so much of our lives on so many other people and what they're doing, on people that we'll never meet. And what you're doing is you're taking away from your God-given right to be able to prosper, okay? Then I'll pick your favorite. Whoever your favorite is, that's what I'm saying to you here, is we should not give a shit. Because there's not one of those people are going to change your life. Not one of those people are going to make a magic wand and all of a sudden all your debt's going to disappear. You're going to make your debt disappear, okay? You're going to make your bank account full. Not them. Not them. Nobody's going to say, oh, let's hit the button today on March 15th at midnight because it's Easter and there. You know, we somehow know as American citizens, we somehow have been so we have mastered political science, you know, and know more about the Islamic religion because of an RV that may happen than probably Islams know. You know what I mean? We read in detail the shit that doesn't even pertain to us, right? So come on. I mean, I want you to think logically about this as you want your debt disappeared, just make a decision to get your debt disappeared. Get in an energetic state with your universe, get connected with your God. You are God. Okay, you are God. You are the Christ consciousness, whatever you want to define that. But you goddamn do this, okay? Because if you don't, you know, another day comes by, another day gets there, another support, another group chat that goes along with this. How you feeling? I feel like shit. Oh, I'm praying for you. All right, I'm doing this for you. Well, that's nice. All right, you know what? Whatever. Pray for yourself. You got to pray for yourself first. Internalize this. Imagine being the pilot of a plane. That person's got to get their shit tight, because if they're not good, then they can't save the rest of you. Get your own shit tight and then be of service to others, because you can't. Don't you think?
Absolutely. You got to get your own ship tight before you can really service others. You know, so many times I hear this. It's not about me. Don't worry about yourself. Put others first. Do this for them. You got to do for you first. Is that selfish? Yes. Is that a good thing? Yes. You need to be that way. You need to be selfish and take care of yourself first so you can help others. You're not going to be able to serve others if you're depressed, broke, angry, fearful, destructive, alcoholic. How are you going to help others? You got to clean up your own house. You got to clean up your own self first. So is that selfish? Sure.
So how am I going to get to 3D to 5D?
And that's the way it's supposed to be.
It's totally supposed to be like this. And that's how you give. So by being selfish is how you become giving. Okay. Because you now mastered something. You can get something. You can teach the rest of the world their trajectory, how to be able to navigate through this place we don't know.
Yeah.
We just don't know it. So stop pretending like you know it. Stop pretending like you know why we're here. Stop pretending like you know you got this. You are it. You got it. You got, because I will say to you, if the way that was thinking that it was working right now, none of us would be sitting here. You all wouldn't be in the chat. Nobody would be watching. We wouldn't have these conversations. But there's something here. We came here for the experience. Where God's coming here for the experience, I think. But I don't know. I really don't know, Mike. I really don't. I'm hoping we're not necessarily a science project, but who the hell knows? Who the hell knows? But we could be. We could be at the end of the day, right? So it is what it is.
Listen, it's all, when you think about it from this perspective, it's all a science project. We live in a dome, right? With the firmament, right? So we are essentially living in a snow globe. So it is pretty much a science project, but whether it is or whether it isn't, enjoy the experience while you're here. And Jay, grab my phone because some people had some questions.
Yeah.
And I just want to get to them so we can answer those questions.
So I hope you're liking this rhythm, everybody, where we're going with this.
And if you have any questions,
put it in the chat. And we want to. All we know is this is all we got is each other, right? And we can work together practically to break through the other side and do it just boom, 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 boom. Knock down those walls together. Enjoy it. And when one of us figures out, and maybe one of you figure something out that's been working for you, share it with the rest of the world because that's all we got. Mm-hmm. And this is a good thing. And then we get to the other side. That's how you elevate. When a video game. Just look at life like a video. Look at life as entertainment purposes only. It's gonna just help you so much.
Exactly. Okay, so I think a couple of these questions are already answered. How can we change the vibration and obtain desired results? We kind of covered that one. What is your view of what the attributes of 5D will contain, and what are the enhancements to life in that realm will be? Well, that depends. It depends on what you create. You remember? Okay, so simplistic. Let's break it down to the simplistic. 3D, 4D, 5D. These are not really places. These are levels of consciousness, levels of awareness. And I'll give you a quick example. Recently, Jay and I went to my hometown, which is Philadelphia, in basically the dead of winter. We left beautiful Florida where, it's palm trees and sunshine to go to Philadelphia. And it was dark and dreary and cold and dead everywhere. There was no life anywhere. The trees, the plants, there was no sunshine. So Jay said, where are we? Are we in Armageddon? I'm like, yes.
It sucked. It was horrible. I hated every bit of it. I'm sorry for those of you who live in Philadelphia, but it fucking sucks.
Yeah. It felt like we literally had left our beautiful little 5D experience in Florida and had to travel to Armageddon. So there are levels of these levels of consciousness that you can go in and out of all day long, right? You can wake up in the morning and you're feeling we'll just call it 5D, like life is great and you're feeling great. Next thing you know, you're in traffic and then your 5D consciousness kind of went down to 4D. And then next thing you know, someone's like flipping you the finger, or you get into an argument, and now you went back down to 3D again, right? So these are levels of consciousness. Think of it from that perspective, not so much like it's a place to get to. So if you woke up 5D and you gradually went back down to 3D, the whole The whole game to this is, how do you get back up again? How do you not stay in that resonance of 3D? How do you flip that switch and not flip off the person that just flipped you off? That's going to really flip everything off and just go down to 2D. You got to pull yourself together and realize that, you know what? Let it go. Let it go. Either I can crush my day and go down with the ship, or I can let it go and start thinking about other thoughts that are quickly going to shift my reality to a higher resonance.
So I want to answer that too, if I can. So what is the view of what the attributes of 5D will contain, and what are the enhancements to life in that realm will be, right? So that's the question, right? So, I mean, this is this part that, hey, Candy, how you doing, love? Is that, part of that is, well, what is it for you? What do you want it to look like? Why are you asking us? For real. I mean, ask yourself what you want. What do you want heaven on earth to look like for you? Do you really give a shit what we want? We'll tell you, I guess, but we all got our own version. All I'm saying is this: on earth as it is in heaven. I think that's a real thing. You know what I mean?
Or hell on earth as it is in heaven.
So I would
hell.
say, whoever asked that question, I would say, what do you want it to look like is probably more the better thing. All right. And so what you want it to look like is more of the better thing, right? So is more of the way you want to look like. Create your own. I wouldn't worry so much. Like, people are going to say, we're going to go in this world. There's not going to be any need for money. There's not going to be any need for food. There's going to be maybe that is. Create that world if that's what you want. Maybe someone can help you trigger an imagination.
There's a lack of nothing in this world.
Yeah.
There's not a lack of water. There's not a lack of food. There's not a lack of wealth. There is a lack of nothing other than what your mind has created, or what you have allowed your mind to believe that there is a lack of. There is a lack of nothing. Do we live in a prison planet? Well, that depends on what your mind thinks. Do you wake up in the morning and say, Jesus, my life sucks and I hate this world and I can't wait to exit and yada, yada, yada? Then yes, that is living in a prison. Your mind is the prison, not the world that we live in. The world that we live in is beautiful, magical, magnificent, and has so much to offer. There's so much beauty absolutely everywhere. The prison is in the mind that you created it to be.
So here's what we did. Okay, so this is a super practical step. So we look at life like a video game, like a simulation, some call it, or whatever, because again, we don't know any different and nobody else does. Okay, so we said, okay, so if we're in this construct called 3D, we're just going to master it. We're going to enjoy it. We're going to love it. We're going to bless it. We're going to experience it. We're going to embrace it. You know why? Because you have to master one level to go to another level. You can't be just fumbling through the one level and you're never going to make it.
Everybody skips 4D. Whatever happened to 4D?
Yeah, like you got to master one level. So you got to own it. I mean, if you think of life as a video game, someone tell me anything different. I don't know. Please enlighten me with something practical that you've experienced that's anything different than what we're saying right now. I'd love to hear it. That's what we're all about right now. But if you could think of life as a video game and we're in a 3-dimensional world right now, then master that. Enjoy it. Get everything it's got to offer you. Give it all you got.
Grab the low-hanging fruit.
Grab the low-hanging fruit. Make the best friends. I mean, live life. Give to the people you want to love. Help them. Bless them. Whatever. Then and only then will you start to receive or start to feel this concept of a 5-dimensional. Nothing else is going to change until you master where you live and start to get happy where you live. We're here for whatever reason, whether we were dropped down, whether we chose to, we don't know.
It's impossible. Let's be very clear right now. It is impossible to raise your frequency when you're not in a feel-good place or a feel-good moment. That is what you want to attain every single solitary day. Feel-good moments. The more feel-good moments you have throughout the day, you will manifest more feel-good moments.
Right.
And when you start manifesting more feel-good moments, guess what's going to happen? You're going to manifest more feel-good moments. And then before you know it, the majority of your day will be consumed with feel good moments.
So don't think of where we live as a place to escape from. Think about it as something that there's great, beautiful things here. And then when we get these beautiful things that are here, we're going to get to another place, or we can do things that'll get us to another place. I mean, that's all it is. Just enjoy where you live. Enjoy where you're at. We are here. Okay. We are here again, whether we chose it, whether we were implanted here. Again, we don't know these things ultimately, but for whatever reason, we're here. So if you're gonna live through this life and you're gonna want to get through it, don't ask yourself the question anymore: when is it coming? What's it gonna look like? Just go and do it. Make it happen. You are God. You are the universe. We are all gods. Make sure that you always take a look at some disciplines we use is. Listen, you learn to catch yourself on these things. You may have a view of how some person's doing, right? But you do have to respect the fact that it's their life. It's their journey. It's their way of having to deal with things. And I think when you do that, I notice at a personal level, things I completely disagree with, but when I respect it and understand where they're coming from, because it's really, at the end of the day, none of my business. It's just my opinion. And what does my opinion really matter at the end of the day? I realize that I start to level up. Okay, I start to level up. I may not agree with what they're saying, but I respect what they're saying because it's their experience, and it's not my job to change them. I'm not Robin Hood, okay, and it's not my job to change them. So I would say try on that.
Your job is to change you. Change right. You. That's your job. Your job in life. Okay, if someone said, "What really? What ultimately are we here for? Why are we here? It's to enjoy life. Plain and simple.
That's what I'm saying.
That's it. Bottom line, it is to enjoy the life that you chose. You chose it to come here. You made a very, very conscious decision before you came into the birth canal and shot out. You, as a little spirit, maybe a big spirit, as a beautiful spirit, made the decision to come back. So if you made the decision to come back to this, as many people would deem, crazy earth ride, enjoy the crazy earth ride. Make this crazy earth ride the best that you can possibly make it. Stop complaining. Stop worrying about what you don't have and what others have. Start creating the life that you want to live. Start being happy for others. Let's try that on. Start being happy for others. Start being happy for what others have. And then you will see magically the things that you desire and you want to manifest will start coming to you very, very easily. This is how it works. It's not complicated. I thought for all of my life that it was so damn complicated. Why can't we figure this stuff out? Because we were making it too complicated. That's why.
Well, I want to read this question to you, and if I can read it, and I want to tell you, and this is the stuff that just really trips everybody up. So just stay with me on this rhythm. I'm going to read a question. Hi, April. Thanks for the. From what I understand, because of the split that occurred when the error was made in 5D, my response to that is, how do you know that? How do you know what a split and the error that occurred in 5D? So I want to know the split, and I want to know the error, and I want someone to really validate, not like whatever. I mean, how do you know the split and how do you know the error? The body cannot leave time until the split in the brain is undone. So with all that 5D is going on, I'm hearing they're trying to change the timeline again. So we got a split, we got an error, we got a timeline. Like
it's your own timeline.
Like, how do you?
It's your own split.
So I want you to just, when you hear this stuff, just really, just for God's sakes, look at it very pragmatically. A split. Where the timeline? What timeline? Okay, I mean, you got to look at these things. Are you seeing it? Are you feeling it? And that does not mean you're closed off to it. It means, like, come on.
You create your own timeline.
Yeah, if you're gonna make life's decisions based on things like this, and I'm not saying what this person's saying is wrong or right. All I'm saying is, you know what? There's very little that can be proven in today's world that gives us a better existence, other than one thing, and that's taking action. That's the only thing that can be proven.
I see on social media all day long, the worst is yet to come. This is not over. This is just the beginning. There's so much more and more and more and more and more and more and more until, and then we'll get to this utopia? Well, why not create your utopia now?
Right.
That's number one. And number two, who said why? Well, just because you think things are going to get worse, why are you regurgitating that and making other people think and believe that? It does not have to be that way. It does not have to be that way. It's however you create it to be. If you think things are going to get worse for you, they will. If you say, you know what? I don't subscribe to that. No way, Jose. I am staying on my timeline, which is up and away. My timeline is creating a life better for myself and my husband and my family. My timeline is bettering myself, creating more awareness, understanding myself better, catching myself when I have we'll call it 3D moment, and snapping out of it very quickly and not have it trash the day and trash everything and everyone around it. That's what you want to do. Make your own little universe, create your own utopia. We all came here with the exact same set of earth rules. The 1%ers did not get anything different. They're not working by a different set of rules. They're working by the same frequencies and the same energy. They've learned how to master it better than 99% of the population.
Somebody just made that up to make everybody else feel better about themselves of why they're not getting necessarily what the 1% have. So just what you do is you learn what the 1% are doing. Instead of taking nefarious actions and doing not good things with it, you do good things with it is all it is. But again, the rules apply to everybody. Food, water, you hear about it all day long. People that lived on the streets or multi-gazillionaires are doing everything. They just have learned to tap into what they are. Okay, they are God. They are goddess. There's no other way of explaining anything else. Okay, there's no other thing.
When you really start to take on that philosophy and think, maybe I am the version of God or goddess. It's elevating. It's freeing. It's allowing you to really be who you really are, which is a spirit of the Most High. So that sounds like a god or a goddess energy to me.
Right. Coming down, I enjoyed this stuff. I mean, it's a beautiful world. And we're here, and we hope, as always, to provide value to you and share with you, the things we do in our life that can hopefully help you. Practical steps that we do.
We're not here trying to blow smoke up or give you false promises of
Sorry about the language today. It's a real passionate topic for me. but
we're just trying to help you swim through the muck and get to your own utopia.
And do you know why we're so passionate about wanting to help you? Is because we believe we are you, and we believe you are us. We believe the only thing that makes sense to us is that we're all part of this one cosmos, and we all spit out in a bunch of different versions of whatever, and we're all just going through here. So I think it makes sense. Try, true, and tested. If we can elevate you, we elevate ourselves. Okay. And we hope you pay that forward, and we hope you look at life like that. If you can elevate the person, regardless of what they believe or whether they align with your beliefs or on your side or that hat or this hat, whatever. I mean, you just elevate that's their experience, and you do that. I think you'll also find out things will start to become a lot more enjoyable. When things are a lot more enjoyable, you start to attract a lot more things in your life: wealth, health, spirituality, whatever it is, your connection to source. Just whatever you got. And again, do the basics. Just do whatever you can do to just clean your house. You know what I mean? So you can become a vessel,
for those that know us, know that we are such advocates of ASEA, the little blue bottle and the white tube, because This allows us to stay in a high vibration and a high frequency throughout the day. And from a manifestation point of view, I can say personally, it has literally flipped the manifestation switch on high gear, because we are better to ourselves and we are better to one another. And the things that used to flip us off very easily just doesn't happen anymore, because the quantum healing technology that is within this product, the cellular communication that was, before we had the cellular communication going on and tying everything up and nicely in our own body, it was just things were kind of all havoc and all over. Nothing was really connecting, even though we were using a whole bunch of stuff, supplements. We didn't have the foundation to help make all the other things work better. So I can say from a manifestation point of view, absolutely, the ASEA has been an integral part of our life. And real quickly, if everybody could just take a quick second, please do hit the like button. And if anything we said today with you resonates, please do share the video. It would mean the world to us, and we greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't already, please do join our new Facebook group called the Common Sense Mystics. And if you have any questions, comments, or thoughts, that's why we started the group.
So you remember this before we love and leave you, is that you are the mystic. You are your own mystic, okay? So just enjoy that experience. Really embrace that. I am my own mystic. It's not something cool to say you are. You are. Really give that a go, okay? Give it everything you got when you get there. So thanks, everybody, for hanging out with us, as you always does. It feels good to just kind of get in the rhythm with you on this one. And again, as always, we hope we provide value to you that join that group. And there's questions you can put up there, comments you could put there as you evolve into your own 5D mystics, and you start to feel these breakthroughs and levels of success and start to get closer to what you deem as your source. We would love to hear about that, because we can all learn from that. So we would really appreciate if you can share your success stories with us. That would be pretty awesome. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much. And together we are turning the universal key to global harmony and creating a unified world. Thank you so much for tuning in. And remember, tune in often, tell all your friends, and most importantly, may all your beautiful 5D dreams come true. Many blessings, much love.